Hello and welcome to our Facebook Live. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. Now, if you are a regular visitor to my videos, you will know that the last couple of weeks I have had some problems with my recordings. And I am still having those problems. So we are doing a Facebook Live today. So we are all about the new stamp set of the week. So let's dive straight in. And the one we've got here is, oh, let me tilt that slightly, For the Books. It's a 10 stamp set and it has some wonderful images with lots of lovely sentiments. Now I've done my normal of printing it all out on a page. So we've got here two books, a stack of books upright, a stack of books lying down. We have, sorry, it was just coming to talk to me about something or other. Apologies. Right, back to where we were originally. And then we have sentiments. So we've got You're a Solid, and then there's 5 stars. This one For the Books, Story of Us, and For You. And then it says From the Library of, which is ideal if you've got young children and you want to make stickers to put inside their books. It also comes with a die set. There are 1, 2, 3, there are only 4 dies in this set. You've got this little one here which has got like a fringe, and they are for making a tassel. You've got a little set here. Let's see if I can show it to you. It's got some lines on it. That is for the page, show the pages of the book. This is the actual book, and then this one here we have got, it is like the banners that come down from a bookmark. So let me bring in the card we're going to make. So the first thing I saw when I saw this stamp set was, I want to make a bookmark. So that is what I have done. So our card comes with a bookmark. So after the recipient has finished with its birthday card, their birthday card, they have still got this wonderful bookmark which they can use. So let me bring in our supplies and we can begin. So there's quite a few here. So let's have a look. Let's take this piece of paper away so we don't need that any longer. So this is a piece of pecan pie. It measures 8 inches by 5 3/4. I have a piece of white cardstock that measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I have a piece of designer series paper which measures exactly the same, which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and that is for the inside. Sorry, no, that's for the outside, and that one's for the inside. I then have a piece of the pecan pie that measures 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, and then we've got lots of bits. So this is a big piece, but it's actually a piece of scrap which I'm going to cut the book out on. I have a 1 3/4 by 5-inch strip of card for the bookmark. Then the layering piece of designer series paper or pattern paper is 1 1/2 by 4 3/4. I have a piece of jute thread which we're going to use as our tassels. Then we have a piece of scrap for cutting with, and a piece of white scrap as well. I have an embossing folder. I'm using this one, which is the wood grain embossing folder. If I bring that up, hopefully you'll be able to see it. Yeah, that's the wood grain embossing folder. We're going to use that. I'll explain that in a second. And then I have a 3/4 of an inch by 3 1/4 inch strip of white for the sentiment. And then I have the pecan pie for the backing, which is 7/8, yeah, 7/8 by 3 3/8. Right, so the first thing we're going to do as we put these bits aside is we're going to fold the cardstock in half. Now for those of you that like to, you can score it at the 4-inch mark and then burnish with your bone folder, which is around here somewhere. There it is. Good morning, Catherine. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope you are well. Right, so Then we are going to now attach our designer series paper on here with my Stampin' Seal. So, oops, there we go. Perfect. Just going to attach that on to the front, and now we're going to make the pocket. So what we need to do is take our piece of cardstock. This is the 3 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch, and we're going to cut it diagonally. I bring in my piece of card, and now I'm happy it's straight, so straight down, straight up. Now on the card originally, I'll bring that in, it was plain, and I felt it was slightly too plain for my liking, so that's why I have brought in the embossing folder, and I ran it through the embossing folder, and it's now going to look like that, and I feel it just gives it a little bit more of a bit more detail. I'm going to attach that using my double-sided sticky tape. I'll just bring that in, and I'm just going to run that along the bottom and the side. So start up to the top. Yep, that's right. So start at the top, run it down to the bottom, like so, and then straight across the bottom section as well. Obviously, we don't want to run it across the top because we wouldn't be able to get the book folder in, bookmark in. Okay, so I'm going to take that off, stick it down, peel that off like that, and do the same on this one as well. Oh, I'm glad you agree with me, you like the detail. There we go, so that adds there, and then straight down across to there. And then you've got this little pocket just here which the bookmark will slide into, like so. Okay, right, let's pop that aside for a second, and we're going to make the bookmark. So we're going to attach the designer series paper onto our base. I'm just going to add a couple of strips of, whoops, this. Right, let's add that. Now, one of the things that the dies actually come with is this very tiny, she says, trying to pick it up. Oh, it's alive. Okay, this very tiny little die. And what it does is you actually sit it at the top of your book folder like so, and you run it through. So bear with me for a second while I very quickly do that. And this will help to create the hole for your thread to go through. So I'll run that out. There we go. Okay, and then pick it off and you've got your little hole, which is brilliant. You have got a dot left. Originally when I ran it through and it just got the dot, I was thinking, what on earth is that for? And then I worked it out. Okay, so the next things we need to do are to create the tassels, which are these little sections here. And you're going to use this little die, which you're going to run through on our machine, on the cut machine. Not surprised it fell out of your hand. It's that small. Yes, it is very, very small. So it's one of those things you're going to have to keep a very close eye on because you really don't want to lose it. Okay, so there are my tassels. What you're going to do is you're going to put a knot at the end of your piece of thread or ribbon, whichever you want to use. Okay, get it as far down to the end as possible, and then with a glue dot, which what I'm going to do first is take my bone folder and give it a little burnish so that it curls. We just want it to curl quite nicely. Okay, and that's why I've used the designer series paper rather than the cardstock. Obviously you can use cardstock, but it can be a little more difficult to get it to roll. So I'm taking a glue dot, I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to attach it to the section of the tassel that hasn't been cut. So I'm just going to attach it to there. Okay. I'm then going to pop my thread through. Now obviously it can be too long, which we can tackle. Cut that. There we go, that bit off. And then we can add another one on the top. Again, we're going to fold it in half. Come on, there we are. And just pop that across. And then we're going to roll it. Now normally, if I was doing a video, I would cut the video here and do it off screen, but unfortunately you're going to have to cope with me trying to do it on screen. So there we go, we're rolling it, rolling it, rolling it, and then you've got this little tassel which you can then flick it out. Again, you can attach it the side with glue, or you can attach it with a glue dot. So I'm just going to bring it back, take another glue dot, fold that in half like so, and then I'm going to attach that to the line here. There we are. And then you can go back to winding it. Just make sure it's quite tight. And it just rolls it round on itself. And there's your first tassel. And then we have to do exactly the same on the other end. Straight down the middle. There, and get as small as you can to the end. And then attach that to your second tassel, again with your glue dots. So let me do that quickly, or as quickly as I possibly can. So I'm going to attach that to there. Glue dots are very sticky. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You can, I'm not going to put a second one there because I've managed to stretch that one quite far. Okay, and then I'm going to stop it there and add my second glue dot to the end. Again, fold it in half. And put it lengthwise. Alright, there we are. Roll it up. And then you can fold your thread in half, like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread it through the back of the bookmark. Bring it through, and then that way the tassels will be on the front side rather than on the back side. Okay, so there are our tassels. Bring that down a bit, come on. That's it, there we are. Okay, so there are our tassels. So the only thing to add now is our book, which comes in 3 pieces. So as I said, we've got this is the cut for the book. So I've cut out a flower pattern. Then you have got the section which you cut out the pages. Now obviously you can choose whatever colour. I have used white to highlight the fact that that is the bottom of the book. And then I've got these 2 little tiny banners or tags that will hang out the end. So what you need to do is you take the first one and you push it through the bottom slit and hold it in place with your finger, just like so. You take the second one and you put it in the slit just above, like so, and then you can turn them both over and hold them down with another glue dot. So here we are with the glue dots again. Fold it over. Come on, there we go. And then I just use it to hold the banners down, tassels, so they stay in place like so. Then I'm going to add a glue dot to this end and a glue dot to this end. Again, just folding them in half. They're just slightly too big for them to go down as a whole. That's one, and then slide that one in half again. Okay, and then that goes to this end. Then you can layer your piece over the top, and that will give you your pages of your book. Now I want my book to be raised, so I'm going to use dimensionals, which I have put down in front of me, but for the life of me can't find, so bear with me. Oh, there they are, look, wrong way round. So I'm literally, I don't want it on the bottom section, I'm just going to put it on the top section. That way it lifts it up and it will go over the pocket of the card. Okay, so that's them all in place. So I'm going to bring our card in. I'm then going to slip that section into its location. So I'm happy with that. Now I can work out where I would like my book to go. And I'm thinking probably about there. It overlaps. You could move it down slightly further so that it sits but doesn't cause any issues with the pocket. So let's see. Probably best to stick it down when it's in place. Move over tassel, because I don't want it to be stuck down. So before I move it, yes, we can see and pop that down. So I now know it's in place. There we are. And then the only thing left to do really is to add a sentiment. So as I said, I have got, it's right here in front of me, my piece of white for the sentiment. Now I'm going to use the copper clay so that it matches the tassel that we've got there. And I'm using the sentiment that comes from Sweetly Scripted. So it won't need to go all the way. Let's put that up there a bit so you can actually see what I'm doing, because it does seem to be off camera, so I do apologise. So there we are, it's there. Pop that down. And then I'm just going to tap it along with my copper clay. And then pop that into place that way. And it will go straight down. Oops, it should go straight up. Oh, no, it's smudged. Damn. Okay, no problems. We can turn it over to the other side. It's a good job these pieces of paper are double-sided. I'm just going to give the edges just a quick mark down with my bone folder. Sometimes when you cut the paper, the reverse can be a little bit sharp, so just run your bone folder down and it will sort that out, no problems. So let's re-ink that up. And we can pop that over. There we are. So straight down, straight up again. We'll try that, shall we? Straight down, straight up. That's better. I'm just going to bring in my little chamois, and I can remove the ink marks. I want that on the rest of the page. There we go. Right, so that can now be attached to our piece of cardstock, like so. And I'm going to just attach that with, make sure that's dry, with my Stampin' Seal. So just put a line down the middle like that. And then I can pop that into place along there. And then I will add my dimensionals on the back. 2 and 1 makes 3. There we go. I'm just going to work out roughly where it's going to go. Thinking probably just along there at the bottom works well. So let's remove the backing of those. There we go. And pop that down. So I'm going to jut that up to the edge and to the edge of the bottom and along. And then the only other thing we need to do is to add our inside layer. Again, just a bit of Stampin' Seal would work perfectly. And then that goes down there. And so we go. Right, so that is our card for today. It's all about the stamps, which is unusual on a Monday. There we are. So thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope you like these. I will be back on Wednesday morning with our second card. So do join me then. I think it will be another Facebook Live at the moment. So as I say, do join me then. It will be lovely to catch up with you. Thank you for joining me so far, and I hope to see you very soon. Take care, everybody.